Woke up late. But Saturday, it's okay because Saturdays are meant for sleeping in. But me and my wife was like, okay, we made plans to go out with some of our friends to go out to eat, and then like afterwards, they were going to go to this brewery and play some board games, and I was like, I really wanted to go, but with Adrian, we're trying to keep him on a certain schedule, and it's really hard to do things when you have a little one like that. But grandparents kept him before we go out to eat. It was like, well, we don't really want to leave him with them for extremely long periods of time because they do watch him during the week, and we're like, we really can't come to the. Oh, my cushion was sliding down behind me, but like we really can't really stay for the board games. I really wanted to, but what can you do? But anyways, today, me and my wife, we went out beforehand. Oh, actually, no, we did that after. Before, we took Adrian to Toys R Us. And I was looking for one of those little Tonka things, like I said, that looks like little micro machine things. They didn't have them. I was like, wow, that's weird. I thought they'd have them like a bunch of them. They had the big giant like Tonka trucks and everything, but they didn't have the small ones. But Adrian kind of started to whine, so he really couldn't stand there. I really couldn't. I wanted to look at like some video games, see what they had. They didn't have much. Went to Best Buy, got a bunch of movies. It's kind of weird. I bought Ghostbusters. Like they had this special like tin thing, and it was awesome. It's got the scene from when they see the library lady, or the librarian. I said library lady. Let's see the librarian ghost, and she's like she's the one who goes shh, and then the one she makes it big face like rah, it scares them. It's really cool because the front of it, cover of it, is that ghost doing that, and the Ghostbusters kind of like being scared. But if you open it up, the back side of it is the library, like the bookshelves falling over. It's really cool looking. And I got it because they had a digital code inside of it. It's like, all right, sweet. So we take the digital code, put it in, and it's for Ghostbusters 2. Don't get me wrong, I like Ghostbusters 2. There's nothing wrong with the movie. I'd rather enjoy it. But I wanted Ghostbusters 1 digitally also. So that's the one I'd rather have. But I'll call them and say, hey, this is what's supposed to be in it, and this was in it. And it's most likely, because they do have one that has Ghostbusters 1 and 2 in it with the codes. And they probably just put the wrong card in that one. And I was like, "Dah." But anyways, had a good talk with the people at dinner. The food I didn't like. Well, what I ordered I didn't like. I'll say that. Ordered some kind of a ramen bowl. It's like a Japanese restaurant. Ramen bowl wasn't that good. It's literally like ramen noodles you buy, like the top shelf ramen and stuff like that. It's like that ramen noodles. They had some like the pork that was in it was kind of crappy. The noodles were undercooked. They weren't done. And we ordered sushi. And they gave us our food. The appetizers came after the main dish did. The sushi, after we had all eat, we were like, what happened to the sushi? And she was like, we're kind of running behind. And we're like, yeah, just cancel it. So, didn't get the sushi, so I'm like, I'm really hungry right now. Because the bowl, the ramen I ate wasn't that good. But talking to everybody was great. Company was great. I wish I could get together more with people. It's just really hard right now because some people work weekends, some people don't, and like me, I'm like a Monday through Friday. I'm always off the weekends. Some other friends they work the weekends, so makes it difficult. But anyways, then afterwards, me and my wife went out we needed to get a few things. We had to what do we call it? We couldn't go play board games. We had to adult. Basically, we had to be adults, and like we need mouthwash. Like okay, So things like, so basically ran into Target, got a few things, and I got this playset. It's the one that's got the little tiny Tonka truck. I'm happy. This will be going on my desk at work, and I will. Hopefully, it won't be too loud. Like if I'm playing with the car or something. It's most like what I do. Like when I'm working on something, sometimes I'll absently mindedly do something. Sometimes I'll like knock a pen or something, and I try to make. If I catch myself, I'm like, stop that. But so I try. What I like these really big mouse pads, in which I did have one up here somewhere. I don't know where it's at. But I mean, like big mouse. They're like the size of four mouse pads put together. So what I like to do is I put one of those in front of me, and or like where my mouse is, and when I'm doing something, if I'm hitting it with a pen or something, it doesn't really make much sound, if at any at all. Most of the time, unless you're using like a really heavy pen or pencil like that's made of metal, mechanical pencil, it doesn't make a noise. So like this, I was hoping like if I'm rolling that car back and forth, if I'm doing it on my desk, it's probably gonna go woof, woof, woof. If I'm rolling it over that mouse pad thing, it's not gonna make any noise. So I need to get one of those. But this is gonna be awesome. I love it. I like this just because it reminds me so much of Micro Machines, the little play sets and everything. And that's something from my childhood I played with a lot. I really, really, really like those. There's actually another playset, the Tiny Car Crush Escape. Okay. Oh, that's right. There's another one that has a recycled like a truck in it. I'll probably end up getting that one too. But so yeah, after that, got Adrian come back home, and he just would not go to sleep. I mean, granted, he did. We did. I was up really late last night, and my wife, she's on call for her job right now. So like, she's worried about things because if they try to run something and it doesn't work, she has to take care of it for this month. And basically it's rotating. Each month a different person takes over. And so like they were running some stuff, and so when she logged in, like she didn't log in, but she checked her email, and she says like, oh, they're running this certain stuff, and she's like, oh crap, that means it's probably going to be if it fails, they're going to call and wake me up. But then she wasn't paying attention what time it was, because it takes like 4 or 5 hours for this thing to run. It's like this gigantic report and all this other stuff that runs. And she looked at her phone and she realized it's 4 a.m. She's like, oh, so if it does fail, nobody's going to know until like 8 or 9 a.m. So that made her happy. I was in bed by then. I went to bed about 3 a.m. Yeah, I stayed up really late last night. Try to make sure that my videos didn't have issues uploading. So when I started the upload, like they did Friday, which still drives me crazy. I can't believe that happened. But anyways, don't you love it when you have all this stuff to talk about and you're just like, you get behind the camera and you're just like, well, So tomorrow, I'm actually going to go play some board games with my friends. I need to read the rules for the game. I know the rules, but I've read them a while back. I tried reading them this past week. Got part of the way through them, and I've watched some videos how to play. But you don't really know the rules to a board game until you've played it a few times. Like me and my friend Tim, we have played the Resident Evil card game quite a few times, and every single time we played, we screwed up a rule. And it's just, no matter what. The first time we played for hours. We're like, how are we going to? When's this thing going to end? When if there's a card, we were just like, this card sucks. Why in the world would you buy this card? It gives you just plus 20 attack, but we didn't read the bottom text on it, and we're like, oh wait, this card is awesome if you had actually read the card. It's a deck building game. It's like what Dominion or Ascension or anything like that. The cards had these text on them, and like for some reason we just didn't read that one. And it's just crazy. It's like, oh man. So yeah, it was good times. But tomorrow we're playing this game called Luna Luna, I think. I think it stands for full moon in Spanish. And so I got to make sure I brush up on the rules for it. We're going to have like 5 or 6 people playing, which is going to be kind of cool. Luna Luna is a one versus many game. One person's werewolves, everybody else are humans. They're basically, you go camping out, you wake up the next morning, and 2 people are missing. It's like, wait, what? Yeah, 2 people are missing. So you go hunting for them. And what you do if you're the werewolves, draw a path, a 10 hex. Basically, you got this hexagon shaped, and now there's hexagons inside of it, and that's the forest you're in. And you draw a 10 hexagon path back to your lair, and the campers can move around searching for things. And if they find the trail, they can backtrack. So what you could do, like say, the camp that you get them from is in the middle. Well, if you circle around like this, like kind of an arc, well, they find the trail, they may go the path going toward camp. And if that's the case, then they may not be able to get their friends back in time. There's also, once it turns the night or the full moon, I'm trying to remember exactly about which way that works. If they don't get a talisman to remove the lycanthropy, which is the werewolf virus, or if they're not immune, then that character turns into a werewolf. So that means the werewolves have another person, and then they go around trying to kill everybody else. So yeah, pretty good game. I just hate the one part about it that I really dislike is that these tiny tokens in it. And it's like, oh god, these are just going to get lost. So I'm hoping that we can play and not lose everything. But if we do, no big deal. I'm just going to replace them with the where's my I'll replace them with these things. Open. Oh, if you play board games, you'll know that Crown Royal bags are like the best dice bags you can find. I've got a few dice bags in here. Got another Crown Royal bag. I think it's in this one, if I'm not mistaken. Nope. It's in one of these. Which one is it in? Do I have another bag in this? Yeah. God, how many bags do I have? It's not that one either. Oh, there it is. There's another bag in here. I knew it was this one because of the string of it coming and raveled. But for games that have those tiny tokens, I don't like them. I replace them with stones like this. The problem is I right now only have one color, I think. Oh no, this thing has different colors in it. So yeah, I got blue, black, red, and yellow. I think there might be some green ones in here too. Oh, yep. No, it's another black one. But yeah, so I got like a few colors that I could substitute in, which actually, now I'm glad that I took that out. I didn't realize there was that many different colors in there. I am going to take this with me tomorrow. Because those tokens are just so tiny that... No, because it's going to be easy to knock them off your sheet and not realize you actually have more health or sanity than you really do. But that is going to be fun because I love playing board games. I don't get to as much as I used to. So I'm really going to enjoy it. Stick that in there, stick that in there. Yeah, I used to have more. I'm missing a lot of dice. I don't know where they went. That's the reason why I have so many bags. These things used to be almost completely full. This one is like now almost completely empty. Like this one has my, I think D20s, D10s, and D12s in it. So that's all that's in this one. And this one has a bunch of my D6s in it. So basically what I do this for is because if you are a gamer, you're like, okay, I need a D6. And you grab that, pull it out. Also, in this bag, in the bottom of this bag, there's a bunch of dice. That's where dice go to die in my bag. If they're just loose in this one, the outside bag, it means for some reason it abnormally rolls low numbers. Every die is weighted. So if people are like, oh, it's a fair die. No, there's not. I mean, after you roll a dice a few times, certain corners start to get rounded to the most. And if the corners on, if the bottom number, say you want to roll a 20, well, that means what you want to do is you want to have the one, because it's always a 20 as the top and the number on the bottom be the one. You'd want that one to be flat as possible, and you'd want that 20 to be as round as possible, because you never want it to land on the 20 on the bottom and to be the one pointing up, because that's what you get. You want the one to be flat so that as it's rolling, when it hits that one, it wants to stop right there. So that's how you make cheat dice, or that's one way that people make cheat dice, or weighted dice. Some people actually, I've seen, what was it? They'll take a drill press and drill out the pips on a D6. What pips are? Actually, I got a bunch of D6s sitting there. These little, like, dots on it. Here, this might be easier to see. Got these little dots on it. And what I've seen people do is they'll take a drill press and drill out one of those pips and put like a piece of lead in it, like a lead shot or something like that. And then they'll just put glue it in, paint over it, so that when you roll a dice, that one side's heavier, so it's more likely to land on that side. And that's a weighted die. So yeah, these are all ways to cheat that if you've found out, most game masters will kick you out of the game. But yeah, I went in there. I've been talking about board games and everything. I'm really excited about tomorrow, and I am going to have fun. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to put in this. I might not put food in it. I might actually just use it for storage of like the stuff from this. There's little pieces in this. I might put the ones that I don't use inside this so that they don't get knocked on the floor and lost. But anyways, I've had a pretty good day today. I didn't get to play with the dogs as much as I wanted to, so I'm actually going to go downstairs and play with Thor and Chloe a little bit. With days like this where I'm gone a lot, they do act a little funny, because they're like, we were here by ourselves, where were you, type thing. So go down there and pet on them and make them feel special. They are special. But hope you guys had a good day, and talk to you tomorrow.